You guys can't hear me. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. I didn't have my audio attached to the stream. Hello, 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 everyone. Incredible greetings. All right, so let's go over here and find our live feed. Okay, let's come over here and all right, so we are now properly set up over yonder. Actually, let me edit this out real quick. All right, so we are all set up there. And then let's go ahead and get this all shared out. How are you guys doing this morning on this Good Friday? How many of you guys are off for Good Friday? The kids are out of school. They call it basically a teacher planning day, but of course they always schedule a teaching planning day on Good Friday so that they get a day off. So maybe today, for all of our folk who are off today, we will have a good little crowd here who are interested in learning about all things Canva. All right, I'm trying to get my post all together to share it out. Okay, so that's shared, share, let's share to a group. Now, I am actually going to leave, hopefully, we're going to get a lot of good information in this one. So all the other ones all week long, I have not been leaving them up because it's really been like the same, each time, right? I mean, there's been some new questions like here and there. And I've based off of like some of the questions that have been asked all week long and things of that nature, I'm going to compile them if you guys don't, come with your own questions and frustrations. So this video will stay up, so you'll be able to go back to this one as a reference if you're watching it live. If you're watching the playback of this, then this stayed up as a playback. All right. So, all right. So there we go. We're going to hop right into this. My goal is to hop right into this so we can get the most out of this, and those who are watching the playback can get the most out of it. You will get even more if you enroll in our Understanding Canva class, which we'll talk more about, but we're just going to hop right into this. Okay. This is like, I'm working, sad face, but I'm still here wanting to learn. And let's put my phone on do not disturb. All right, because that's going to be important so that we're not ringing in your ears. And then also let me get my TikTok going. All right, so we're going to get that going up. Get that going. As you guys come in, if you guys could help me out and give the video a thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up, hit that love button, drop a hey, how you doing? Even if you're just peeking in, just say hi. That helps the algorithm. Today is a day where a lot of people may be off, and this will be a great time for them to catch a live video because they're always saying they can't catch my videos because they are at work. So let's help those who otherwise can't catch my videos. They're able to catch this live, especially on this topic, which is trending. And so many people are looking to get into Canva, but find it to be quite confusing and a little bit intimidating, a little bit challenging. So go ahead, help out your fellow creatives, crafters, as well as the professor by giving the video a thumbs up, a like, tag a friend, hit share. Even if you just copy the link, that definitely helps. And making sure if you're watching over on YouTube that you are subscribed. If you're watching over on Facebook, make sure that you have followed us. You can also send friend requests, but you want to follow us because today we are live on 365 Creative Academy on Facebook. So make sure that you follow and then go into your settings and choose see first for us. So that way you're getting more notifications when we post content and when we go live, okay? All right, so I helped that out. Double tap the screen over there. All right, so I am Shakia, the professor of, I'll just kind of, let me go and close that out. That's not the one that should be on screen. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, there we go. So this is me, this is she, I am her, because I'm not on camera today, but I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the absolute best sublimation paper and ink. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees. So gone are the days of needing to bake in your craft space, needing 400 degrees and faster as well. So 30 seconds. So you're going to be able to get your work done quicker, bring in those profits a whole lot faster, get that heat press turned off faster. So we're not taking up so much electricity and energy. And then, of course, our paper does not bleed through the back. So there's no blowout. So you don't need blowout paper, i.e. butcher paper, parchment paper. Well, you don't need as much of it. You don't have to put a new sheet on top of every single print every time you do one, in fear that it's going to like transfer. Our paper does not bleed out the back. So you're going to be able to save some coins there. So our product line is all about efficiency and helping you save money. Okay. So check out our product line, Honestly Speaking, if you are in the sublimation space and sublimating or printing your sublimation prints yourself at home. We also have pigment ink for things like your fans and flyers and chip bags. If you have a pigment ink printer, that ink doesn't just go in any printer. We're also the home of Silaholics Anonymous. So although this is a Canva discussion today, Silhouette Studio is still that program, okay? I'm gonna say it like the young folks, it's still that girl, okay? Still that girl. I love Silhouette Studio. It's a free platform. You don't have to have any machines in order to use it, and you can do a whole lot with it. If you're looking to print, you can always design in Canva and then bring it over to Silhouette Studio to be able to print, so that you are setting that design page up and you don't have to technically re-save it again and take up more space on your computer. You can just open it up, print it out, and then you can close out that silhouette file and not have to worry about saving it because you have the original design file already saved on your computer. Okay. So that, and then lastly, 365 Creative Academy. That's where we have a wide variety of classes: Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Canva, memorials, party favors, text effects, the switch up, pricing for profit, classes for business. Those who are crafters and creatives looking to turn their hobby into a profitable side hustle or a sustainable business, two different things. So we can help you when it comes to those things. All right. So let's get into this. I need to see some more hellos. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Say hello, guys. If you are on and you are watching, it just takes like 2 seconds. Put your phone, if you are at work, go ahead, put it down and just type in hey. So that's what, 3 letters, or you just type hi, that's 2 letters. But I want to know who's in the room and who's just listening. All right. I want to know who I'm teaching today. All right. So, hello, Myrna. How are you? Stacia, how are you? Aquisha, incredible morning. Vanessa, how art thou? Brittany, thank you. Thank you for joining. Jackie, welcome, welcome. I am off. I've been working my classes. I'm trying to get my mock-ups together for my arm sleeves and make a flyer for them. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love the action. I love that you are putting your classes to work and you are putting in, you are executing. So that's the name of the game. If you want to see more results as far as revenue and sales and orders and traffic to your social media, your website, think you got to put in that work. Okay. You have to actually implement the things. You got to put some action to it. So kudos to you. Hats off to you. I am super proud of you, Aquisha, for letting this not be a day off. It's a day off from, the W-2 job, but it's not a day off for you, that you are taking advantage of this extra time that you have to really dedicate to you and your goals, your dreams. So it's a good Friday for you. Incredible morning. Thank you, person, for being here. I need you all. Okay, so I'm guessing you have a question for me. Feel free to go ahead and drop that question if you are struggling with something. So let's see. Baby Giant Services. Incredible morning. Patricia, how art thou? All right, so being the fact that we are talking about Canva, we kick off each of these sessions with this particular question. Which one are you? Put it in the chat. Even if you've answered before, help out the chat. Are you one? You put a 1 if you use Canva regularly. Okay. 2, you've downloaded it, but you don't really use it. 3, I've never downloaded Canva at all. So 3 is kind of that. And it only lets me put 200 characters, so I can't really do the 4. But 3 is kind of that. I know of Canva. I've heard people talking about it, but I just haven't felt the need to download it. 4, if you're like, what is Canva? How does this fit into my creative life? Don't know about Canva. I know Photoshop. I know Cricut Design Space. It's like, that's all I know. Like, I know Silhouette. I know, maybe if you have an iPad, you might know Procreate, but like, what is Canva? So we do have like a little extra one in there of 4. If you're like, what girl, what you talking about? What you talking about? Okay. And then also, while you are thinking about those, while you are typing it, I want you to think about this as well. If you are someone who is a 1 or a 2, meaning you're using it regularly, doesn't mean that you have to be proficient at it. It's just that, hey, it's a program that I have found to be useful and I am utilizing Canva. Okay. You can still be experiencing challenges. I use it all the time and I still have, I'm gonna say it's challenges, because I know the limitations of it and it's still frustrating. So like, what are the things that are frustrating to you? I mean, you've gotten workarounds around it and it's like, it's cool, but it's still kind of a frustration for you. So what are those things for some of you guys? So put that in the chat as well. Okay. I had to get my likes up to 365. Okay, so best sub paper and pigment ink in the business. Oh, thank you. Let's see. I'm going out this weekend, Professor, because social media I've been posting, but I got to get out locally. So I'm making a bunch of products to go to Walmart. Okay, products such as what? What type of products are you going to be in front of the people with? And I do like that. I mean, social media is cool. Social media is cool, but when you can be out in front of people, whether you sign up and you are attending different events in your local area, you're going to, pay for a vendor booth. Even if you're not making a lot of sales, if you do more with like speaking to people, educating people, and just bringing awareness and shining a light on your business, passing out business cards, flyers, discount cards, whatever, where they may not purchase a whole lot on site, but for all of their customized needs, you have that option. And because there are some people that will do these, like they'll have booths or they'll have tables at different events, and they're not there to necessarily sell, because if your items are mainly custom, how can you customize on the spot and put somebody's name, put birthday and things like that? So know that it's not a wasted opportunity to go to these events, and you want to have a setup of the things that you make and create. You want to have a way to get email addresses that you can follow up with them. You want to send them home with something. So you may have a booth that's just for informational purposes and for awareness, and just to be in front of more people, practice talking about your business and making sure it flows off your tongue. So don't ever get discouraged, or maybe shy away from opportunities where you may not be able to necessarily sell, but you're able to put yourself in a position where there are more eyes on your business and more people learn about your business name. Okay, learn about your business. Okay. Hey, Kim, how are you? All right, so let's see here. Incredible morning. So we have some ones here. We have a two, some ones, another two. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm a one. I'm using it regularly, but I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Trying to figure out how to design. I can't figure out why I have a creative block. Okay. So that's more so, like you said, it's a creative block. That's not necessarily like an issue with Canva, because if you go into Canva, if you go into Photoshop, Silhouette Studio, Illustrator, you would still have that creative block. So you have to work on strategies to overcome that. And normally for me, if I'm working on something in particular, like an order, a specific type of visual or design, and I'm stuck on that, I will focus on something totally different. Like I have like a bunch of screenshots, and I have pictures that I take when I'm out and about in the world and stuff, like, because I'm in Miami. So I'll take pictures of things that just creatively and visually inspire me. So like I've had pictures in my phone. One of my favorite places to go to is Wawa's, right? I love me a good caramel, cookies and cream caramel frappe with the creme brulee crunch with a double pump of salted caramel in there. Yes, that is my drink, right? So when they had like was it Hoagie Fest and different things like that, I'll take pictures of like the signs and different things that they have. Like they had like little wraps, advertising whatever their promo was around like the poles and things in front of the store. I would take pictures of those, and I would just whoa, did not know this was falling. I would recreate those things. So it's not like it's for an order. If you are trying to overcome a creative block, you just need to create. The issue that I find with a lot of, especially those in the craft business space, is feeling like every design that you do has to be for an order. It has to be something that's going to bring you in money, versus just practicing, just trying out different things, different techniques and things like that. Like that is so, so, so important. Creating things for yourself, for your kids. Let me go to my Facebook real quick. There was a picture that I did. We went to Monster Jam, and it was something that I saw. I just wanted to try it out. So here we go right here, right? So this little kid right here, that was him doing his thunder roars and stuff like that. And my baby, he's going to be 7 tomorrow. Oh my God, tomorrow's my baby's birthday. Oh wait, y'all can't see it over here. Okay, there we go. My baby, and this was, we did this literally last minute. He helped design it. He picked out his trucks. He arranged it. He's the one that said he wanted the things to go down the arms, where he wanted the Monster Jam logo. So my baby, a little designer out here. Okay, he designed his own shirt and sweatshirt. So yeah, but we went to Monster Jam, right? And then I saw this like little technique and things online. And so where is it? Okay, here we go. So I took some of the pictures that I that I took when we were at Monster Jam, and I turned it into this. So it's like, I guess almost like what they used to call back in the day, like scrapbooking and like just taking your pictures. So there was this thing where, it's making it look like they're popping out of a picture. So there was like a video for that. I just tried that out just to do it. They also had the new feature for like fading the edges in Canva. So that's what this is right here. So I just tested out like that feature with being able to, that new app that they had, and then just dropping. I love Polaroid. Like, this is one of my signature things. When in doubt, I'm gonna throw a Polaroid on there all day, every day. I'm an 80s baby. So Polaroids were a thing for me. I know it doesn't really, most of the new age kids wouldn't think to like drop something with the Polaroid. They don't even know what a Polaroid is, but I am an 80s baby. Okay. So Polaroids are a go-to for me. When in doubt, I'm going to Polaroid it up when it comes to a picture, honey. Okay. One of my best, or my favorite, actually my most requested yard signs for graduation and things like that. It's the ones with my Polaroid spaces on there for pictures. So I just did this. Like, it wasn't for an order. I just did this just to highlight the picture, or just a creative way to utilize the pictures that I took of the boys and things when we went to Monster Jam. You can do things like that. That is how you truly overcome a creative block. Don't worry about an order. Don't connect it with an order. Like, just work on something. I don't care if you make a purple giraffe with pink polka dots. How can I make this giraffe purple and make it have pink polka dots? Do it, right? That will help break you from that creative block. I promise you. So let's see. Stoles, puzzles, blankets. It's going to be images that are not customized, but it's a busy plaza nearby and a lot of people go there. Make sure, do you have printed marketing material, or are you only planning to just kind of, have the items to sell? Or do you have printed marketing material with QR codes and things like that that can lead them to your social media, your landing page, your website, your e-commerce site, things of that nature? Hopefully you have some. If not, I highly recommend, even if you have to print it out at home, you get something printed that you can hand to people. Okay. So I'm going to go sit outside and kind of advertise myself, like keychains, everything. I'm making like doormats and try to put myself out there locally. Also, don't forget to leverage. Now, this is now me going into business coach mode. This is the level of advice and guidance that we provide in our Creative Business Accelerator program, and things that you can do. If you guys have not leveraged your contact list in your phone, your text, sending text messages, it's a lot of people who you haven't cleared out your text messages, I mean, not your contacts, and people's numbers have changed. And now the numbers that you had in your phone for someone else, do you know that particular person who's new, like who now has that number? Absolutely not. But guess what? It's almost like I don't know, like you're just sending it out, and you're going to send out this mass text message, or, you can do it one by one if you want to, whatever. That creates something that's about your business, has a QR code. Hey, just wanted to send a quick reminder to everyone that we do have this business. We offer this service, and you might send this to an old contact. Like, this isn't the person that this isn't their number anymore. This is somebody who you otherwise would have never come in contact with. Now you're sending them this message with your business information. You could potentially have a new customer. So leverage your contacts in your phone. How often are you guys sending out text messages to the people in your phone? To the numbers, right? So you might even know the person on the other side anymore. But send out messages, create something creative, like something really, really impactful in Canva, and send it out. So that's your professor tip on the business side for today. Okay. I don't want this to fall again. All righty. Thank you guys for the early birthday wishes. Her birthday is today. Took pictures of doormats, a family dollar store tester. knows you are telling the truth. Hello. No, I don't, Professor. I don't, Professor. I have printed marketing materials, but I'm doing them now, so I will have them. Yes. So definitely make sure that you have something to actually provide. All right. Okay, so let's go back to our banner. We have quite a few people, like new people in the room right now. So I'm going to just kind of go back to Canva so that you guys know what we're talking about. Put a 1 in the chat if you are someone that uses Canva regularly. 2, you have it downloaded, but you don't really use it. 3, I've never downloaded Canva, like meaning I know of Canva. I've heard people talk about it. I just haven't felt the need to download it. And then we're going to do a little bonus one. Put a 4 in the chat if you're like, what the heck is Canva? This is new to me. I'm not very familiar with this. I've kind of maybe seen some stuff, but I've never really explored it. I've seen the posts come up. I've seen ads and things like that on social media. I've seen maybe some reels if someone says it, but I didn't pay that any attention. So put a 4 if you're just like oblivious to what the heck Canva is and how it's used. All right, so again, we have some 2s, we have some 2s, we have some 2s. And then the next part of this was if you are someone that's using it or you are afraid to, you're not really using it, maybe you have not downloaded because you are a little intimidated by it. What do you feel would be your biggest challenge? Or like what's your biggest fear in it? What's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest frustration with Canva? Because I know there's some. I know I have some. There's some things I'm very frustrated about when it comes to Canva. What are some things that you wish you could do in Canva? Now, I'm not gonna go and teach. If I can't get some real engagement, I appreciate the few people that have, but the number of people that are watching, I don't need you to be looky-loos, right? I want you to be engaged. I know this program. I am able to break this program down, make the complex simple. I'm able to simplify it for you, but you got to give me something in return. This can't be a situation where you guys are getting from my expertise and my experience, and I'm not getting anything in return. All I'm asking for are some comments, some likes, some engagement, answer the questions. And I have no problem, breaking down Canva and, giving you guys some insights to it, especially if you are somebody you're like, man, I know I have questions. I know this thing frustrates me and I would like to be able to maximize it. I don't want her to end this live. I want her to help me help you. Where my people at? What y'all scared of me? Am I intimidating? Do y'all think I bite? Do y'all think I'm mean or something? So where y'all are afraid? Do y'all feel like have I like shown that like if you say something, I'm gonna bite your head off or something? Is that why you guys are afraid to like speak up? Let me know that you are watching. I mean, dang. Trying to figure out all of the apps, you will never be able to do that. There are a lot of apps there, and once you identify what it is that you want to do, like what are the apps and tools that you actually need, you're going to focus on those. There's a lot of apps here that are they not your business. Okay. That's not your business. Don't worry about those apps. You do not have to be a master of all things within Canva. Okay. You do not have to try to be a master of all things, because it's a program or it's a system that is meant for so many different types of industries and creatives. Like the way a teacher would use it would not be the same way that most of us as visual creators and those who create visual designs, a teacher wouldn't necessarily probably use it the exact same way. They might keep it really, really clean so that it's clear and concise for their students, keeping things really, really big, like minimal things on the screen compared to making visuals for like t-shirts, tumblers, doormats, mouse pads, things of that nature. So do know that all of these things won't apply to you. There's some, they have no desire to do spreadsheets. So the new Google, like the new Canva sheets won't apply to them. There's some who have no desire to code and create apps or websites and things like that. So that's not going to apply to them. There are some of us who have websites outside of Canva. So we may not ever use the website. When there's those who don't want to make journals or need hyperlinks. So everything within Canva won't apply to you. Like, this is why I'm always encouraging you guys to write things down. It's for a reason. I promise you. You have to identify, what do you need to learn this program for? What tools do you need so that you can focus on that? Because if you don't have any direction, at least a starting point, you're going to spend time learning tools and researching tools and focusing on tools and apps that won't benefit you. You've at this point wasted time. Okay. So make sure that you understand which tools you need for the purpose that, like, for what your purpose is in using Canva or any design program. The resolution DPI is what I worry about. I'm OCD when it comes to my work being clear and clean. So if that is a thing for you, if I'm being totally honest, Canva won't be the best place if you're, especially if like when it comes like to print type stuff, because its native DPI or, pixels PPI is 96. When you're creating in here, it's not like Photoshop where you can go in and you can change the resolution. You really can't. Their resolution is set. Now, once you go to save, you can adjust the quality. It's going to change it. But even with those numbers, if you go in and you like divide them, it's going to be a bigger number than what your design is, right? So you can't set resolution in Canva. So if that is a big thing for you, Canva should not be your primary design application. Okay. I love Canva, but I'm sure there are a lot of pieces I have not uncovered. The image blender is quite confusing. Okay. So so there's two. I always mix them up between image blender and then it's called, one is image blend and one is image blender. So I'm going to go look at, I just clicked on one of these. I did not create this. This is actually a pre-made template from Canva. I do use Canva sometimes, trying to get used to the designing space and sizing since I usually design in silhouette. Also trying to, and then we'll wait for the rest of it. So let's click here and I'm going to go to the apps and I'm going to type in image. Okay, so one is called Image Blender and the other one is called Blend Image. So, So Image Blender and then Blend Image. So your Blend Image is, if that will probably be confusing if you've never used Photoshop and you've used like the like overlay, the blend modes. So like overlay, screen, hue, saturation, that's kind of what the blend image is, to make it how it interacts with like the background. Now the image blender is this new feature that they've added to help you blur the edges of images. Okay. It is hit or miss. We have to remember that this is not something that is native to Canva. This is an app that someone created, someone did the coding for, and things of that nature. So it does have some bugs. It doesn't always work great. Okay. There are two options: linear, meaning up and down. That means that you're going to go like in a straight line, either from the bottom, you can kind of tilt it to come in from the side, like at an angle, but that's what this is. And you pull this to create the fade. Now, sometimes you don't really see that fade. It's supposed to happen in real time, but it doesn't always happen in real time. Okay. My recommendation is to duplicate, because once you put the image blender on something, you and you hit save or add it to the design, it's going to change the one that's there. And you may still want to kind of have that original one and be able to go back, because once it puts it on there, you can't like undo it and like make it come down like further and all that stuff. So I like to, or my recommendation is always to make a duplicate of it. And then once you get it to where you want it, because it's going to put it in your elements folder or your uploads folder, then you can kind of choose which one you use. Now, something like this, when you're using it, you don't really want to have the outline on it. So I'll just go here just so you can see. So I'm going to go to blend, and see, when you pull this down, you're not going to really see it. It's not the greatest. And then if I hit save, see where it took off a whole bunch of other stuff on this side? It has a lot of bugs. It's not ideal. Sometimes on the mobile version, can it work a little like, and to me, I feel like it is different, the mobile version versus the desktop version, and how reactive it is. But yeah, so if I go blend again, see, it's off of this image. Let me see. Let's go save. See, nothing is really happening to this one. But if you go to your uploads, see, it will be there. Now you can undo, and it will still, like, this version would still be in your uploads. And you would blend that off, and see, this says none. If I click on this one, it says outline. If I click on this one, it's going to say none. You cannot, like, it's basically turned it into a PNG image. So you don't have a true outline on. Now, if you add an outline to it, it's going to put another one, which I kind of sort of gave away something without giving away something that I'm actually teaching in my design class. It's like, I have found this to be a great hack for something else. But if you know, you know, and you probably have picked up on it. If you don't know, then you don't know. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. And we're going to come back to the blend image. So you also have radial, and radial basically goes in a circle, which this one, for some reason, is just not showing it. I'm going to adjust the strength to see if I can get it to kind of show, and it won't show. So I'm going to cancel. Let's see if I turn off will it show it a little bit better? We're going to go back to yeah, see, it's not really. Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. Let me see something. Cancel. Okay, no, I thought maybe it was inside of some sort of frame, but it's not. It is just a regular picture. But yeah, for some reason, it's just not fading the edges where you can really see it. Now, if I go save, it's just you're gonna see it, but it wasn't showing it to me before. Like most times, it will kind of let you see where that fade is happening. But that's that. So that's why that's probably a little bit confusing, is sometimes it's not changing. And once you hit save, you just kind of see it, but you don't really have a lot of control over it. So hopefully that helps. Okay, I will start writing down my questions right now. I'm trying to work on rebuilding my business from the inside out. You need to be in my creative business program. If you are working to do that, if sometimes you need help, guidance, direction, knowing what to focus on, I'm telling you, our creative business program is where you need to be at. If that is what you are working to do and rebuild it, I mean, even if you just try it out so you can try it out for a month. You can watch the videos that are already there to see if that's going to help you. It's going to give you some direction. It's going to help your mindset and how to communicate with your customers, identifying who you want to be your ideal customer, identifying, well, this might be who I want to have be my ideal customer, but this is who I have. If I want to switch that up, I'm going to go through a transition period. I might not have as many orders as before, but I also know that I cannot go back if this is my goal, this is my plan, and I now need to switch it up to make sure that I'm in a position to service this type of clientele, that this type of clientele is who I'm in front of and who I'm visible to. I know that I may not have as many sales because it's easier to get the sales from the customers that I don't want, the ones that are going to complain, the ones that are going to want discounts and this, that, and the third. So know that. And if you're saying to rebuild can also be a slower process too. Okay. So my designing classes, for what though? What type of designing classes? Like if you're talking about designing within Canva, you will never see that on my website. Once that list is compiled and I'm having these different classes, they will be hidden on the site. The links for them will be in the Understanding Canva course. You will not be able to take any of my design classes unless you go through my Canva class. And the reason for this is I have done tons and tons and tons of designing classes in Silhouette Studio and Photoshop. And people are like, oh, I want to design. And then we go in there and I'm like, hey, if we're going to design, we're going through it. Okay. I'm going to teach you about designing. But then it's like, oh, well, I don't understand this tool. Well, wait, why is this like? So then it goes back to all of these foundational things, and learning to design and learning a program are two different things. You need to have a general understanding of the program to understand design. Because when I'm saying move things to the back, you can't get frustrated about having to move stuff around, because that is what it takes. So my design classes, I did it kind of backwards for everything else. I had a bunch of classes that was, memorial type designs and party favor designs and things like that. And then these classes end up being way too long because I have to go back and teach or redo fundamental things. I'm not doing that this time with Canva. You need to be in my Understanding Canva to be eligible to attend these classes. If I only have one person in my design class, oh, well, it's going to be one person in design class. I'm not opening it to the masses. I don't care about numbers per se. I care about numbers, but I don't want to have 1,000 people in a class that's like they're just taking it just because it's trending and yeah, I want to learn that, and they just have no direction and they don't know anything about the program. They just like the idea of a grave blanket, but you don't know anything about any program. I'm not doing that this time around. So you have to be in my Understanding Canva class in order to be eligible for a design. Okay. All right. So, man. All right. I think I'm going to end this. Y'all are pretty dead in the chat. I'm sorry. Y'all are pretty dead in the chat. You're not communicating with me. I like to teach. I like for people to be active. I get that you're at work. At least let me know that, hey, I'm at work, so I won't be able to. But I don't even know who's in the room. I don't know if people are just looking and I don't know what you guys need. I can show a whole bunch of stuff, but by someone just showing you a whole lot of showing you what you, I can get it. I can show you what you don't know, but also communicate with me what you do know, right? If I had a room full of people here that knew how to do text, why would I start off with showing anything with text, right? I need to know who's here. Like, where's the engagement? Again, you guys want something from me. What do I get out of this? What is it? What is it? What is in it for me to show you? Things that you don't know, information that you need. What am I getting out of it? If I can't get a like, I can't get a share, a comment, engagement, what is in it for Shakia the professor? Or should I not be looking to get anything out of this? I should just be looking to not gatekeep and just share my information. Okay, well, let me ask you guys this, right? So maybe my style of teaching, is it that my style of lives and teaching, being honest, I like honesty. Do you feel like my style of teaching, of getting you to let me know what you want, right? You don't like that. You feel you like the content better where someone's just on here just showing you just something, right? Okay, well, I'm gonna put together this flyer. So if I were, would you prefer it that I was on here and I'm just showing how to put this flyer together from scratch? Do you have all of the information that you want? Do you know the information that you want on this website? So you're in my creative business and you know that my teaching is your website starts before the design process. Do you have in a notebook what you want this site to convey? Because all a design platform does is, I'm going to take the idea that I have put on paper and I'm now going to digitize it. I'm going to make a square. I'm going to pull in an image. I'm going to type out this information. I want them to know that we ship out via UPS, USPS, DHL, blah, 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 blah. If you do not have your website on paper, me showing you a Canva website or any website does you no good, because you are going to sit there trying to figure out what to put. You're still going to be stuck. It needs to be thought out beforehand so that when you come here, because if you've done anything, if you've ever put text on a design, if you've ever brought in a picture, if you've ever cropped down a picture, you have done all of the design things that you will need to do for a website. Creatively, visually, how it will look, I can host a class, but I'm not going to, my class may not be in your design style, your design aesthetics, how you want yours to look. All I can show is like based off of like my style, or just showing, hey, this is how you add a picture. This is how you add text. If you already know how to do that, then it's not that you do not know how to use the program. And this is what I'm always trying to get across, and why I ask so many questions and why I teach the way that I teach. It's not that you guys don't know a program. You guys are confusing knowing the program or knowing how to use it with knowing how to design. Do you know how to, let me ask you this question, Akeisha. Do you know how to add text to a design? Like, so in Canva, have you ever added text to a design page? Okay. Have you ever added a picture to a design page? Have you ever gone into the elements and searched for an element and added that to the design page? Okay, so I have added text to a design. I have searched and added elements. So, yes, yes, yes. If you have done those things, so yes, if you have done those things, you have the basic skill and knowledge to create a web page. Now, so it's not that you don't know a system. For someone to come in and say, hey, I'm brand new, I don't know how to add text, I don't know how to add pictures, I don't know how to use frames, I don't know where to search at, I don't know where I go at to change. Once I have text on the screen, where do I go at to change the color? That is learning a platform. That is learning a, whether it's Canva, Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, or whatever. So I learned to click on the T in Silhouette Studio. We click on the A, right? We click and we start to type out text. It's going to be small. Someone who's brand new will think, oh my God, what the heck did I do? Why is my text so small? Right? So you are in classes to learn that, yes, it's going to appear small. How you make that bigger is by clicking on it and dragging out the corner nodes so that you are increasing that size. Or, oh, come on, thing like, sorry, y'all on TikTok. Or to go to the A on this side and let's make this bigger just so that we can see it. We're not necessarily worried about size. See, this is at 50 points, but it's only 0.7776 over here. So I don't always go off of point sizes. That to me is a lot of times for documents, or if I'm doing something like obituaries, I know, like, even though it's going to look small, I want that to be 10 point, 8 point, or whatever. But like when I'm just creating for like shirts and things like that, we don't necessarily worry about point size. We're making it so we can see it, right? So learning a program is, okay, this particular program gives you an outline and there's no color. How do I add color? This is what you're in classes to learn how a program works, right? 1 second. What?
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aren't your Gatorades? What are your Gatorades? What do you want to drink? Huh?
You just said my Gatorade.
Okay, where are your... I know your brother did not drink... Y'all didn't drink all them Gatorades. 1 second, y'all.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so why don't you... It's a Gatorade right on the floor. Drink the Gatorade. Do you need me to open it?
Huh?
You know how to open it.
I know.
Dame. I go to school? What do you mean? Did you go to school? How you gonna ask if he went to school if you sitting there in the bed? Oh Lord, I did not realize I was unmuted. Jesus, I did. Lord have mercy. I thought I muted myself. I'm so sorry. Lord have mercy. Okay. I thought I muted myself. I guess I didn't. Anywho, so now I'm definitely going to delete this video. I was going to keep it up, but now there's all this extra stuff in the background. So you would have to come here and it's like your paragraph text. So now you're going to click on this and type out your text. It's going to be kind of the same thing like with Silhouette Studio, where you're going to take a node and you're going to make this bigger. And it's better to do this versus focusing on the font size. For me, I only focus on font size for like if I'm doing a newsletter, if I'm doing an obituary, like I know like based off of like it being printed out what size it needs to be. Most times I'm just going off of it visually. I know I realized that, but I thought I hit it again. When he said he was thirsty, I thought I hit it again and I didn't realize I unmuted myself again. But anywho, but I focus on using the adjuster like in the corner, and you can see once it's bigger. When it was smaller, you can only really pull from one area. Now that it's bigger, I have those circles on all four corners. I can adjust that, right? It's just like with Silhouette Studio. In Silhouette Studio, it's blue, but on here, it's white where you pull this back. It works the same exact way over here. So sometimes we're like, okay, I don't know how to do certain things, but you know how to do it in another program. You have to take that same knowledge that you have in a program that you do know. Now, if you are brand new to designing, it's like, hey, I have never, ever used any design program. All I know is Microsoft Word to type up a letter, type up a resume, things like that. I don't know any design software. This is my first introduction to programs like this. That is something that's different. Let me know if I have anyone that's like that. This is your first time. Like, I don't know anything about anything. I don't know Cricut Design Space. I don't know Silhouette. I don't know Photoshop. I don't know anything that allows me to create a visual presentation, a visual design. That is different because you wouldn't know about text. You wouldn't know about filling things in with color, line color, nothing, right? So now we have this text typed out. Well, there is no automatic outline in Canva. We have to add an outline. We don't see anything up here that is an outline. Like if we were to click on a shape, we have the color of the shape, and then there are there's lines next to it that's for the border. And when you click on that, you now get another circle that allows you to change the color of that border. In here, it allows you to change the weight of that. This only goes in the front. You can't put it behind it where we're keeping the square the same size, but we're putting a large border behind it. These are things that you should know because over here if I were to put a square and I fill it in with color, and I'm going to do it on this side. If I were to make this orange, the same way I have it over there, and I make it thicker, right? It seems like, okay, it's stuck there, but guess what? You can make this 50. You can make this 200, right? So that's in front. Well, this program has the ability to move this to the back where I see the full square or rectangle the way that I sized it, but I now have an outline around that to the back. That's not the case in Canva when it comes to shapes, right? So if we come over here, now you can, so if you go to edit, you're only editing like the shape. You can change it from a square. You can easily, now this is a perk that some people love, right? In Silhouette Studio, you would have to go in and make a circle, make a triangle, make a new rounded rectangle, make a pentagon, make a hexagon, make a star. Whereas in Canva, if you go to the shapes, you can simply click on that and instantly change that shape. You don't have to completely recreate it. So for some, that is, I'm doing air quotes, that is easier, right, to change a shape in Canva than it is in Silhouette Studio because you would have to recreate it. Am I making sense? But you cannot do like, so although there's extra steps in Silhouette, there are things that you cannot do in Canva. The bigger you make this border, you're making the appearance of the center square smaller and smaller and smaller. Yeah, with me, am I making, okay, come on. Now that's a simple yes or no. Am I making sense? Are you guys understanding this? And understanding a little bit more that I want you to have a understanding. I can get up here and I can show you just how to throw some stuff on the screen. Oh yeah, this is how you design. We gonna add this and let's add a border behind it. Let's add some smoke. Okay, we gonna bring the picture. We gonna do. If that's what you're wanting and y'all don't really want to learn, I can do that. If that's what's going to get y'all to engage, oh my God, that's so nice. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for the information. Like, if it's going to take me having to create a design like this to get some engagements and some thank yous, and you guys you only find value in putting together something like this and you don't find value in understanding it, let me know, because then I'll stop wasting my time trying to teach something that you're not interested in. Okay, so yes, that makes sense. Okay, I understand. All right. So yes, yes, I guess for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll keep going for the 5. All right. Oh, okay, wait. So Miss Sharon says, hello, just woke up to this. Silhouette user here, signed up for Canva a few days ago. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can easily understand your teaching skills. Oh, thank you so much for that, Miss Sharon. All right. That's my mom's name too. So thank you for that. All right. So these are the things that I like to show because this is where confusion can set in. If you're used to a program like Silhouette Studio, you're used to Cricut Design Space and being able to move things around, and now you can't do that. It's like, well, man, how, like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong in Canva? Why can't I make it look like I did in Silhouette? You can't do that. So that's when you have to then do some hacks, right? You'll have to do other things. Like you have to, it's still kind of sort of the same thing like Silhouette, where you would have to take this square, right? If that's the shape that you had, you then have to go in. Okay, so you have to go in and basically save it as a shape, or maybe not as a shape, as a PNG. Like, so it's basically rasterized. It becomes an image. And then once you have that image, now you can go in and kind of sort of like change it up and do things like that. Or you would have to do things like this. We're going to either make a border. I'm going to duplicate this in front. Well, these are kind of easy because they're not complex shapes, right? So you could easily also just duplicate it, make this a different color. Then you have to go to position, send it backwards, and then make it bigger. So once you kind of have it where you want, you would select them both and then do it that way. So you would be able to do this with two. So whether you did it as a border or not. So this one I kind of like, I mean, actually either way, I mean, even if it was just a regular color, but you can do the border and now like change that. So either way works, but you would have to have two of those in order to make it look like it was to the back, but the shape remained the same size. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I love the way you teach and break down the steps to create. Sometimes I watch you design and learn new things because I can't say I don't know how to do what I don't know. This is true, but you can. So where that comes from is you've seen something. Like I said, I take pictures, I take screenshots of something, and I want to know, like, okay, well, how do I do this? In my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know how to do it. And you may actually have done all the skills and techniques to create this. You have used them in some way, shape, or form. So you are familiar with the tool or function. You just need to know what's the order of process with all these tools and functions that I do know to get this result. So I'm always asking about your experience. When you sit down to the computer or you have your tablet, your phone in front of you, and you're going to design, where do your blocks come in at? What are the things that you're not so confident about? Things that you find challenging. You don't have what's challenging to you, right? You know that, okay, your challenge might be, I see all of these amazing designs. How do they know what element to put in the background? How are they putting that in the background? How are they fading that? How are they making it look like that? I'm pretty sure you've looked at things and you've had questions about the things that you see, things that make you go, remember that song? So it's like, that's what I'm asking about. Because if you just go off of how somebody else designs, I mean, some people, I mean, if you like their aesthetics and you want to know about how they design, then yes, you can learn a lot from it. Like for me, I don't do a lot of the extras, and I don't really do team too much when it comes to certain designs. And there are some that feel like, well, it's not valuable, it's not custom if it's not busy, doesn't have a lot of stuff. Well, I'm the opposite of that. There's a lot of people that don't like my designs. They feel like they're too plain, they're too simple. They need busy, they need extra. They need it to just be a whole, like it just needs to be a visual gumbo for some people. I'm the opposite of that. But I'm able to help those. If you want a visual gumbo, I'm able to help you with that. I just won't naturally design and create. You're not going to see visual gumbos in my design styles and the things that I post. Okay, see, I think I just don't have a vision. That's the stuff that I like to see. That's what I like that, right? I can work with that, right? Because then I can help you figure out help you figure out that vision, right? So you're sitting there, it's like, okay, I don't know what to design. I don't really have a vision for anything. Look up other stuff. Crafters are so, I want to be so original, so original, so original, so original. But if you don't have this natural talent for coming up with out of the box creative designs, you can look at something and just be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Like that's not just a skill. It's a skill that can be developed through practice of just designing, mimicking what other people do so that you're working that part of your brain so that it will recall. Your brain needs something to recall to be able to put these different things together. How much reading do you do? How many videos do you just sit there and watch it? Just listen in your free time. Those are the things that are going to help break those creative blocks. The more creative things that you filled your mind with, when you need it, it's going to come up. So if you just don't have a vision, it's not to say that you need to copy it or steal it or try make it where it's like it's your own. Because some people just straight up take people's things, right? Without any type of acknowledgement or credit, or even if you're not giving someone by name, it's like, man, I saw this really dope design and this is my version of it. This is my version of blah, 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 blah. Meaning that kind of hints at, I saw this somewhere else. And this is my version. That's okay. I tell my students all the time that you can look at something that was for 4th of July and you like the way their fonts were. You like the effects on it. Well, I like the shadow effect they had on their text. I like that thick font. I like how they had, small elements, big elements. I like how they had this tilted, they had the flag tilted in the corner. Okay, well, whatever your signature thing is or whatever you're designing, it might be that you have, you're now making something for a rodeo. So now you're going to have a hay, was it a hay bale, whatever that thing is. You're going to have that tilted in the corner the way they had that flag tilted. You're going to have a similar font and you're going to put those same shadows, that same outline, that same glow as this 4th of July one. Well, they had fireworks. Let me put spurs, or let me put cowboy hats or something like that. I'm going to have them in different, someone's tossing up a hat. You can pull from a design or a theme that has nothing to do with what you are designing, and you can appreciate the design elements of it. Hopefully that makes sense. So this one is for basketball. This can be turned into something else. This was a basketball design, but what if I wanted to we're in grad season. I'm now going to take this. Well, I can't do that one. We're going to go. And these are, okay, here is a really big part of Canva, right? Canva, well, really with any design program, it's the bounding boxes. Think of it like a window, not an open door or an open. It's a closed one. It's a glass window. You can see through it. You cannot reach through it, is how you have to look at this, right? So I can see the words MVP, but this image here, the bounding box for it is so big that it almost takes up the whole thing. Now, if I click right here, it looks as if I clicked on the P for MVP. Well, the shadow that's behind this young man, this bounding box took up the entire space of MVP. And it is a PNG. So there's transparent pixels around it. You cannot reach through there and grab the MVP. You're going to have to do one of two things. if there is enough negative space, you can pull this down and you're going to basically crop it down a little bit. And we're going to expose just a hairline of that P, right? We don't want to take it down too much because if those transparent pixels are going out, you may not see it on here, but when you print it, it's going to be a straight line going across because you are cutting off some of those transparent pixels. That has probably happened to some of you guys where you may not really notice it on your design page, but then when you go to print it, especially with sublimation, it's like, well, damn, why does this look like a straight line? It's because you cut off that feather, like that blur of like the shadow. But now that I have this exposed, I can now click on this and I now have that text. And I know that I do because it went from this top bar to where now when I click on this, I know that I have a string of text selected because it changed to the text bar. So now I can double click and I'm going to change this to grad. I'm going to change this to blue. I'm going to remove, or I'm going to go in here and let's find, I know I have some images of some grads that I brought in before. So let's take her. So because I switched her out with the image that was there, it made it to where it was black and white. So see, his image is black and white. So if I drag hers over his box, it's going to put those edit effects there. So you wouldn't have to know how to make something black and white. And so now I'm going to click on her. Well, I don't want all of these shadows because they do nothing for me. I'm going to shrink her box down and the box down here and delete. So let's say if I put this here and I'm going to use the same image. I'm just going to replace it there. See, this had effects on it. That wasn't, so that lets you know, like when it came to that original image, this isn't originally how this looked. If we go over to the edit and like adjustments, the temperature, the tint, like, so let's just say reset. This is how this image originally looked. Well, they put color overlays over it. They changed the temperature. They did different things. So I'm going to undo. And then I'll just hit, color, the vibrancy, they have it all the way up. Blacks, whites, highlights, like they just adjusted some things on here. But this is the original image. So if I were to come into my uploads and I drag her, she should stay. Well, actually, no, we still have some highlights on her. So let's go over here. Oh, no, this is why. It's under antique as well. So there was a filter on that particular image also. So we go here. So yeah, it was on antique. If we come back, so let's see what this originally looked like. None. So that's the origin, like that's the true original image. And if I came in here and see, she will have the outline because his already had an outline. So it automatically takes on that outline, but it's now in the original. You can go into edit. There are all of these different filters. So you don't have to be someone that knows how to do these things. Like in Photoshop. In Photoshop, this is a mixture of different overlays and different adjustments, curves, levels, saturation. Like there's all these things to create these types of filters on things. go through them, right? So when I'm teaching Photoshop, I teach my students to click on everything and see how it changes that one image. You may not remember them all, but it's your brain kind of processes it and it's like, okay, I know that I've seen that I can make something look this way. I just now have to figure out which one. It may not be all the time that Scandy is going to make every image look like this because it's going to depend on the colors. So for the next one, it might be I had to use Nordic to get the look that I was going for. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're with me, say you're with me. All right. So I'm going to. So let's just say we put her off to the side. I'm going to make this one. Where do I want to put this at? Actually, maybe I don't want to use, I'm going to just duplicate this page just so that I can delete her from here, but have her if I need it later. And we'll move her over. We'll bring this up. I'm going to move my grad, probably make it a little bit bigger. All right, so let's take this out and let's make it a, let's see, what should we make this? Let's go with some stars. So in that area, instead of that, I might put, well, let's see. Let's type in sketch because that's what that was. So let's see what kind of doodles or sketches we have. So let's go see all. Okay, may have been a pencil, may have been this star. Ooh, so we have like these hearts instead of, if I wanted hearts on there, we could do scribbles, we could do a sun, we can do a pencil. Maybe her major in school was music, so we would do this one. Maybe she was like in a magnet program for dance or for music, so she's a grad, but we're going to put this here. I'm going to go position, send backwards. We may take the I don't want to animate. We may take the transparency down so it's not so heavy. Maybe I like this, so I'll bring that up here, leave that there, take the transparency down. This is for the people that like busy stuff. I'm not a busy person. So this said king. So we're going to, okay, this right here is not text. So we see how we did not get the text bar up here. This is not text. So we cannot use this as text. Like you can't just change this. So you would have to find another font that was similar to this if you wanted it to be a sketch font and you wanted to say queen, or we can just get rid of it. So we're going to take this. We're going to make this color outline. I'm going to pull that out because that's the same color that's here. And so we're going to go Barbara Goldman. Even though these are not the colors of my high school. I went to Barbara Goldman, but these are not the colors. This line right here, we're going to make senior high. Or you can even go senior high school if you wanted to. However their name is. So you didn't have to put everything all as the same text. So we're going to go there. So this had his points. So maybe she was, I got to zoom in. And we're going to make this also that. So let's make that one blue as well. Or, you know, let's go 365 Creative Academy. So we're going to go top 10% and then we'll put honors. We'll put what are some other accolades? 4.82 GPA. What's another accolade that I can put? What's another accolade that I can put on here? And then let's give her a name. Somebody give me a name. Okay, I like Morgan. So that one was text, right? Because it came up. So we'll go Morgan. Oops. And then I think someone said Samuel. So we'll put Samuel's. Now we need this to stand out some because that white on white doesn't quite work. We may also want to put some space in between this. So I'm going to go line spacing and add a little bit of space in between it. This has lift on it because I can see the shadow behind it. But if I wanted something else on there, like an outline, we go to effects. It can be hollow, which is weird, glitch, outline, echo, neon. So if I did neon and we went with the blue, and then I'm going to duplicate this and go effects none, make that white. So that broke that up some. I might want to go in and make this one the teal color to just bring in more of that teal. I don't know if I want teal or blue, so I'll see in a minute. So let's see. Let's do edit and glow. And I hate this because Now I got to come over here. This is the one thing I don't like about certain things. Some of them you can use a property, the color dropper. Some of them you can't. So I have to come in here. I have to copy, then come back to here and go to glow, color, fill that in, intensity. I might make this white. So if I wanted it to match kind of like how it was up here. Why is this showing? Oh, you know what? It probably has a filter on it, because why are you showing gray? I know I picked white. Like, why are you showing gray? Huh? Why in the heck is it showing gray? But it's not showing that I have a filter on it. So none, duotone, none. Oh, that's why. Okay. This is actually the original color. Oh, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So adjustment, I'm gonna up my brightness. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Okay, so now if I go edit, shadow, glow, paste, intensity, so that I have a white and it matches what's there. I'm going to go here and bam, there we go. But it's a little bit off because of the color, but that's fine. But I did all that basically just to show. I'm just going to go add page. I'm going to go to design. This was the original. We turned it into something for grad. It doesn't, just because that was a basketball one, if you liked the length of it, you liked that it had stats on the bottom, you liked the font, all those things, you now can make that whatever it is, like whatever you want it to be. It went from this to this. I mean, of course, sprucing it up because yeah, so I already put something on ours. I don't want to put valedictorian. I put top 10% honors, 4.82 GPA. So there might be somebody else like, well, that's not really valedictorian, but Dean's List. They don't have Dean's List in high school. So, well, I guess I did put academy, not, I guess I could have put Dean's List, but, you know, kind of have your honors. But I was hoping for some other things, other engagement. But Dean's List is kind of, you know, you kind of put the honors there, but some people do like to list all those. And you can list if every single thing, every club that they were in, honors, they could have been dance team captain, things of that, whatever it is, you could put it there. And you just went from something that showed a basketball player's stats to it being a grad design. You can now turn this into a birthday design. Let's do, I'm going to come here and I'm going to go design. So let's do. They like that name, Alfredo Torres, when they're making templates. All right, so I'm just going to pick this one. I'm going to take this image, copy. Paste. When I go into design mode, I get real quiet. My bad. From this to this. So you don't, whatever you're pulling inspiration from, it doesn't have to be exactly that thing, right? So if you're having a creative block, if you go to something else, it can sometimes help break that block up and unlock your creativity. I felt like I was in my creative bag. I don't have a, ooh, that looks good. That's nice. What? Okay, I'm gone. I'm done. Damn, I thought I was doing a little something. I guess not. Y'all are a hard crowd. All right, then, girl, you ain't all that. Girls, go sit down somewhere. Okay, so let me go ahead and get off of here because I mean I got not one reaction to it, like to go from a basketball design to a memorial design, and I got nothing. Okay, yep, it's time to get off. All right, well, until next time. Obviously, my design skills are not what you're looking for. So I'm guessing that y'all aren't going to attend my Canva class, my Canva design classes, because this ain't what you're looking for. My bad. My bad. I'll stop trying. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. And be incredible. Oh, you won't be able to watch this. This will go away. This video will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, peace.